and I deleted a bunch of stuff yesterday from meetings. So happy Wednesday. I'm super excited to be here. We had this call last night at 9 p.m., but Zoom decided to act up, or I don't know, maybe I missed a button. Who knows? It doesn't matter. What matters here is that the amazing Amy got me out of my misery, and she said, let's do it again. Let's do it a Q&A. Let's invite everybody. I'm like, are you sure? I know it's busy, but here we are. I mean, she has 4 girls that I'm sure are getting ready right now, or did you send them to school already? They're gone. Mine are in the living room. I don't know. We might have a surprise at some point, but mine are in the living room doing schoolwork with their teachers. So excited to have you guys here. Thank you, Amy. We won't take a lot of your time, you guys, but I actually like this idea of morning meetings. So don't be surprised if we're gonna do, I feel, Jamie's like, no, not this early. It's like, I was like, yeah. She's like, there's always a recording, you know what I mean? We may have some changes here and there, but for now, let's, I know.
I got up at 3:30 this morning for you.
You were that excited. You couldn't sleep, right? You're like,
I had,
what?
look, I put on a face.
Oh, I'm like sweating. I just finished working out. You are amazing. I love it.
And I got my coffee cup already.
Greetings from Florida, ladies. Joy,
I'm a grandma.
You are a grandma.
What's your super
I don't want to be a grandma yet, okay? I have a 17-year-old daughter. She's sleeping. She's fine. A 22-year-old son. Go get a refill, Jamie. She's ready. Okay, so let's just recap what we did yesterday really quick so that you guys know what's happening. So Amy is one of our newer executives. She joined Zyia just a few months ago. Was it in May, Amy? In May. And what's most important to me, guys, is, and this is something that will help you when you're sharing your wins, when you go on Facebook and you're excited about something that is happening in your business or whatever, always make sure that you also share the not so cool part. Like, what did you overcome? Because if you're just bragging or if you're just sharing the wins, people can't relate many times. And that's when people are like, oh, you're so annoying, or oh my God. You always want to share what is the breakthrough that you experience. When people, and this is a quote that I heard it from a couple of people, and it's, when people are aware of your downs, they're okay with your wins. That makes sense. So always, and sometimes, like, I don't know what to post, I don't know how to write, I don't know how to share this, I don't want to sound braggy, I don't want to sound, that's because you are not going into that other level of like the ugly part. So I'll give you guys an example. We are building a house and it's almost done. If I go and I just share, oh my God, look at our new house, look at our house, we're so excited. But I've taken people on the journey of sharing. 5 years ago, we almost went into foreclosure with our house in New Jersey. It is possible. And I say, look, if you want something different, do something different. I've been doing this for years when it was smaller wins. So even if you're not experiencing huge wins right now, share to you, that small win may seem like really small. It is a big win and it is a big deal. And that's what's going to inspire people. So that to say, Amy's having amazing success. She has a VIP group of over 2,000 people. She puts a picture of whatever and she has people that want to buy it, okay? And that's not necessarily something that is impossible and very unique. She's gonna share with us how she has grown and how she came to this point, but she had to start from zero in May. She was with another company and she'll tell us more about her story. But what's most important to me is that you guys know that she had a day zero. She had nobody to trust and believe in what she was doing, because at that point she had zero credibility. So she's built from scratch. So whether you're newer here, you're looking to refresh, restart, relaunch or whatever, this is going to be helpful. Amy, thank you so much for saying, you don't understand how much I appreciate you doing this again. Thank you guys for being here, all of you here on the call right now. So Amy, you go, take it away, sister.
All right. Well, I, first of all, don't ever mind jumping on. Cheers. I felt like my cup today was our the perfect cup for the day. When you said we were going to redo it, I was like, oh, hot mess. Here we are, all up in our hot mess.
Got hair on point, girlfriend.
Girl, I curled it myself today.
Woot.
Okay, and so let me tell y'all, if you weren't here last night, I just cut 9 inches off of my hair yesterday, and I don't fix my hair normally. It's in a big bun, and I'm like, I've got to learn what to do with it because it doesn't go up into my big, huge ball. So, like, I'm going to work out today, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I don't want a single piece of hair touching me when I work out. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, so yes, totally glad to be back. And like I said last night, I have no earth-shattering information. I have no secrets. I don't have a magic trick that I'm going to tell you something that you're going to write down and you're going to be like, poof, I have 2,000 people in my BIP group. That's not how it works. But I've been around a long time. I've not been here a long time, but I did build basically the exact same business model, selling clothes with another company for the last 5 years. So a little background about me. I was a 2nd grade teacher before I had kids. And I now have 2 sets of twins that are 18 months apart. And obviously when we started having babies, I didn't go back to work because if you have ever looked at a teacher's paycheck, it doesn't even attempt to cover daycare for 4 babies. So I stayed home with all of my little ones. And they were all NICU babies, all premature babies. They slept a lot. And I think at that time I realized that I was a very busybody. I don't like to just sit. And so I picked up some little things, like I started sewing some clothes and monogramming. And if you live in the South, you have to have everything should be monogrammed or with a ruffle or an applique. Like that's the way it should be. So I started doing it myself because I also live with my husband, who is an avid budgeter. He's a financial planner. We teach Dave Ramsey, and therefore we could not pay someone to be doing all of those things all the time or he was going to go crazy. So I just started doing it myself. Which that kind of turned into a business because if you live in the South and everybody wants something monogrammed and you have a monogram machine, everyone brings you their stuff and asks you to do it for them. So I turned that into a little business, and I will say that's probably where I began to build a little bit of a social media sales type following. I had never sold anything in my life. But I did make myself a little page. We ended up having a contest to name my group, and we named it 4 Peas in a Pod. And so I kind of had people engaged through that a little bit. But as the babies got older and got more active, I didn't really have the time for all of that. I do still have a monogram machine sitting in my basement that never gets touched, that we're probably about to sell. But anyways, I found a clothing line that my upline here was my upline at another company, but she was selling, and she started posting pictures. I fell in love with it via social media. Even though she and I had been friends since college, we had really lost contact. And she started posting stuff of her little girl, and y'all, she looked like the cutest thing on the planet. I mean, the walking baby doll, she was adorable, and I had to have it. So I started hosting trunk shows. That's what we called them, I guess, parties in y'all's language. But I started hosting trunk shows with her a couple of times a year, or a couple times a season. We had 2 seasons a year because I wanted all of the things. And so after doing that for a couple of years, I decided that I just needed to sell the clothes myself. And so I joined her team, and she's a rock star. She's Michael Looney. She's probably not on here. I think she's at CrossFit at 8 o'clock in the morning. But if you get a chance to learn from her later, that would be a big blessing to you as well. But the one thing that I did in that business that I think made us successful is she was super successful, and she was super diligent, and she was a great leader. That's my dog. Hold. No one's allowed to be outside my house, according to my dog. But anyways, she was a fabulous leader, and I just bought in hook, line, and sinker. I followed the plan. I listened to everything that she said, and I followed her. And the one thing I said last night, that if you're a leader and you have a team, whether you have one person or you have a team like Paula of 7,000, I think the greatest thing that you can do for your team is lead by example. And that's what Michael did for me. And I truly, truly believe that was a huge, huge part of our success. And we had a really successful team at our last company. And I will forever be super thankful for that, because without her, I wouldn't probably be here today and still doing this. So, and we had a mentor at our old company that her favorite quote that she always would say, because if we were complaining about part of our team not doing something or whatever, she would always say, "So goes the leader, so goes the team." And that has always stuck with me. So it's a little side note, but if you have a team or you have some girls underneath you, whatever, no matter how many, make sure you're doing the things that you're telling them to do, because they're going to watch you completely. Anyways, I'm totally off wherever I was going, but, okay. So I think it's very important to be very intentional with your relationships. And I don't mean being fake with people just because you want to build a business. One thing that I always talk about is my VIP group has grown a lot in person from meeting people in person. Our last company, and before Corona, y'all probably did more of this too. I did in-home trunk shows, and I did several a week. My last company, we had to buy the whole trunk and I would take the clothes to people's houses. And I want to get back to doing some of that, because I do love that personal connection. So I grew a lot from meeting people and them bringing their friends to me. You can still have that same model with online parties. So as you are doing these Facebook groups, and I'll be honest, the online Facebook party is not my favorite because it's super unfamiliar to me. And it's something I'm working really hard to learn and master. I've got 2 that I just started yesterday. And I'm learning to love it. And I'm learning how it can really be just like the in-home. You can really build those relationships. You can really connect with people, but you have to engage with them. So at the end of my parties, first of all, during the party, I do try really hard to engage with them. I ask my hostesses to be involved. I ask them to comment. Last night, one of the posts I did in my new shows was, turn on your comments or whatever with the image, and ask them to post their favorite GIF in the comments. And I try to respond to each of those, because not everyone's going to respond, but they're funny. And I love stuff that's funny. And, if you post Betty White doing this, I'm like, she's my favorite person. Like, she's awesome. So I'm going to connect and respond to those people just to build a little bit of rapport with them. And then towards the end of the party, I will put in my group link and I tell them, hey, I would love for you to join me here. I do lots of pictures. I would love to see pictures of you and your things when they come in, and things like that. So I guess that's kind of my new way of connecting with people from shows when I'm not doing an in-home show like I'm typically used to. So in your VIP group, whether you have 10 or you have 2,000, I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is that they think everything needs to look perfect. They think they need to get on with their hair curled and their full face. And Jamie, the sun is coming up wherever you are with your full face. I feel like I can see you now. But people don't want to see perfection. They don't, y'all. I jump on live every single day. Sometimes I have a plan of what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes I'm like, I wonder what my people are doing, and I'll talk to them. I don't always make an announcement, and 90% of the time I am soaking wet with sweat because I go to the gym and then I stay out all day with my friends, and then I come home when my kids are coming home. But my hair's usually like this. My makeup's like smeared down my face if I even have any on. And people like that. I feel like people want to see that you are a real person. You are not some fitness model rocking these fitness clothes, trying to sell them something. Be a hot mess. Like, I love, like, Paula goes live when she's out walking and sweat dripping down her face and running into people on the street. Like, that's just real life. And people want to see that we are real moms. Y'all, my kids come in here, sometimes they don't have pants on. I'll be live and they like run through. I'm like, oh, you don't even have pants on. I mean, it's just real life. My dog, he barks every time I start going live. And I just tell my people, I'm like, Blaze said hi. It is what it is. But people really want to see the real you, for sure. And I think that people will feel way more connected when they realize that you are a real person. And even your pictures, do not get that Facetune app and start making yourself look skinny in your pictures. That ain't real. Don't filter to where you look like someone has airbrushed your face. Let them see your zits. Let them see that you're a normal human. I'm serious. Like, there's nothing I hate more than getting on someone's pictures and seeing that they've like made themselves look like this Barbie doll. I'm like, that doesn't even look like you. So be real. People want to see that and they want to get to know you that way. Paula, you're on mute. Are you talking to me?
Sorry, I'm sorry. It is so funny that you were talking about this, 'cause you touched on it yesterday, and I had shared that I cleaned up my office.
Yeah.
Because I had a training I went live on Ray's page yesterday, and then I'm doing a bunch of things where I'm gonna be on Zoom a lot. I'm like, okay, let me clean this up. This corner is a hot mess, and I did on my stories. I'm like, oh look, I cleaned up my background, and then look at this, and the amount of like people just laughing, or like that's how my house is. Like, just people don't, like, if you post something super perfect, people are like, ah, whatever, loser, you know. Like, you're not real, I don't relate to you, whatever. And today, like, you have no idea how many times I'm working out, and this is funny that you mentioned, I just posted this before our meeting. I took the picture, and then I'm like, crap, I forgot to take out the blanket, the pillow, like my kids' toys and stuff. And then I'm like, you know what, it's real life. Like, my house always there's always something in the background, and that's what makes us relatable with people. So I just wanted to like put that little cherry right there to what you're saying, and people relate to you.
Yeah, and I think that's great. And let me say this, I also don't mean like, if you have a room that looks like a hoarder, I don't mean go in there and take your pictures in front of that to like, I mean, you know, like common sense. But my point is, you just need to be real. And yes, Paul, I saw your video of the house, and I thought that is so real. Like, you know, we moved the laundry out to take our picture, and then we got a pile of laundry in the corner. I mean, that's just real life. And that's what any of people who are going to be, at least my customers, that's what they're going to understand, and they're going to get, and they're going to think it's funny, and they're going to comment on it. And you obviously, to build your group and get some more engagement, I know last night several people asked, you know, how do I get my group engaged? Don't always post pictures just of you in clothes. Post the mess in the corner. Post about your kid that drew on the wall or whatever. You know, yesterday in my VIP group, this has nothing to do with Zyia, but I posted a picture of all these ponytails laying on my dashboard in my car. And I just put like, dot. Y'all, people got all excited. They're like, oh, whose hair is that? You know, I posted 3 ponytails, and I have 4 daughters. So they're like, ooh, which kid didn't do it? Well, it was actually me and one of my children. So that was a fun kind of engagement post with them. And then we got to post our before and afters. And of course, they were way more excited about that than they were about my yellow metallic sports bra. But that got them engaged. And I don't know anything about Facebook algorithms, but I do know the more people engage, the more it shows up. You know, if you look at your Facebook feed, the people that you comment on the most or that comment on yours, that's who's going to be in your feed. One thing I shared last night that I don't know where it was in my notes, because I've not looked at my notes since I started again today, is this image that I saw in a meeting. Oh, it's kind of blurry. Can you see that? So it's an iceberg, and at the top you see this success. And so, you know, you can see people's numbers, you can see how their group's gone, you can see all those things, because that's what we celebrate on our team pages and things like that. But what you don't see is what's underneath it. And this is like, I feel like the perfect description. You see how much bigger the iceberg is on the bottom, the part that you can't see? That's all your things like your discipline, your disappointment, your failure, your sacrifice, rejection, whatever. To build this business, you got to be okay with rejection. You know, I touched on the fact that I came from another company, and so did 2 of the other girls on our team. We went through some pretty amazing things over the last 5 years. We built some amazing things together. We made some amazing friendships. We traveled the world. We hit some pretty impressive goals at our last company, but we also went through some really hard things. And I didn't really touch on this much last night. And I'm not going to go into details, but we left a company with something that we loved in something that was a very negative situation. The 3 of us have been through a lot the last 8 weeks, and some things that were kind of out of our control and that weren't fair. Were very unfair, let me say that. And we're kind of forced out of something that was pretty freaking amazing. And we were kind of dynamite together, and we stuck together. And my point is, everyone can just see that we came here, and the 3 of us have done very well here. But what you don't know is what we've walked through. And that's kind of the case for everybody. And I know that's kind of off subject, but it's just something that I feel like is so important. You know, I've got girls who I've built a pretty good team here so far, and everybody's new, obviously. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, not only are y'all new to this business, so is everyone on our team. Our team is real green. And they are like, well, why can't I post and all of a sudden have, all these people who want to comment and jump on and buy? And that's what I always want to tell them is you're going to have to be okay with rejection. At some trainings that I've done, we've learned that it takes 11 asks to get a yes. So that means if you ask 11 people, whether you're asking them to host a show, make a purchase, join your team, whatever, you're going to hear 10 no's before you say yes, if you're looking, or before you get a yes, if you're looking at statistics. And so.
Right, and it also, there's the aspect, the cool thing about social media is that if you have somebody that is in your group and is in your Facebook, and maybe it's also following you on Instagram, every time you post something, if you're posting consistently, you're sharing something consistently, everything that you are sharing, it's a touch. And they say it takes, now on social media, it takes a little more than, like for one specific, what Amy's saying is it takes about 10, 11 people to get one yes. But now for that one person, it takes between 9 and 16, which is more or less 12 touches and like follow-ups. So
Yeah.
See, like you post an outfit in your stories and that person sees it, that is a form of follow-up. And that's why that consistency is so key. You post on a Wednesday, they're like, oh, I want to order something, they forget. On Friday, you post the item and now you post an outfit of how, like, oh, I want those. And she's still thinking about it, but she's not right. She hasn't placed the order, or she hasn't made the decision that she wants to do it. But everything, every little piece is it's like a follow-up without you going, hey, are you buying the leggings? What's up? Like, hey, you haven't ordered. Hello, do you need the link? Does that make sense? So that consistency part is helping your follow-up. Totally wanted to throw that in there.
No, I think that's great. And, because my last business, I did a lot more in person, and I guess we all did with the Corona, the online stuff is something I'm really having to learn a whole lot more of. And I think that was a really good point. I always refer to that as planting a seed. Last month with our awesome promotion for joining, I feel like I had a lot more success because I had planted that seed in so many people's minds. So once that $200 thing came in and I followed up with those people, I had a lot of yeses. One thing that I do is I keep a running list each month in my notebook of people who I have talked to about the opportunity. And these are the people who either showed me some interest or, they didn't ignore me. They gave me something other than jump off a bridge, Amy. I kept them on my list. And I touch back with them as a follow-up. I do feel strongly that the fortune is in the follow-up. I think if you could teach everybody one thing, that's it. For example, I had a girl today who had mentioned maybe wanting a couple of shirts, a couple of days ago, and I didn't want to push her because she buys a lot. And then today I was supposed to meet her at the gym and bring her some pants, and she was like, hey, I'm not going to make it, but I'll be there tomorrow. I was like, great. And hey, let me know if you want me to grab those shirts for you. I don't mind doing it. She's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And she's ordered 3 shirts just because I reminded her. It was just a follow-up. And y'all, I think Paula said something like about taking notes yesterday. Don't trust your memory. Do not trust your memory. I keep a notebook with me all the time because I can't remember anything ever. Like, I can't remember why I walked in the kitchen. I blame the children totally for that. But keep a notebook for sure. And just a few more little things. And I don't know that I've really even given you a whole lot about growing your VIP group, but referrals I think are huge. Obviously, I talked about when you do your shows or whatever, asking those people to join your group, asking your hostess to add people. If there's people who you've really engaged with and you feel like you've built a rapport with, add them as your friend, and you can add them into your group too, engage them there. We talked about being authentic. Thank you. I had written the word authenticity. Anyways, I also blame the kids and the Diet Coke for that. But anyways, being excited when you get on your Facebook is huge. I mean, y'all, don't go live and sit like this waiting on people to join. Do y'all know how many people I watch do that? I'm like, don't do that. Wake up. I mean, you're going to jump on and there aren't going to be people on right then. But those people that go back and watch the replay, this is what they're going to get for the first 30 seconds. Nobody wants that. And they're not going to watch it. And then the other key I have on lives is don't make them too long. There's nothing worse than the 30-minute live video. No one's going to go back and watch that whole thing. Keep them short, keep them, on point. God, who was it? I feel like we did a training, Paula, you did with somebody, and he had, what's his name? Oh, he's the Instagram guy.
Brock?
He's awesome.
Brock.
Yes, Brock. I don't know where that training is, but if you missed that, you should go back and watch that. I felt like he hit on some of the points that are so good about live videos and things like that. Even though he was really talking about Instagram, I feel like he just had some great things. And then there's, I should have written it down. There's another woman that has some really good things. Maybe I can find it and send it to you. And one more thing that I would love to say, and then I'll shut up. Making connections and putting yourself out there is by far a huge part of this business. If you are not willing to get outside of your comfort zone, you're not going to grow. I hate public speaking. Like, if you want to just make me fall out and die, I've got to go do some public speaking. Oh, I can't mute people. Anyways, I hate public speaking. And so when Paula asked me to do this, I really wanted to say no because I really, really hate this. But I said yes because I know that I grow outside of my comfort zone. I just know that I do. I have forced myself to do speaking things here and there that I don't want to do. And they usually go fine. And I know that I have things to share. And so stepping outside your comfort zone is going to be huge, whether it's leading with your team or whether it's just making yourself go into gymnastics class and sit and talk to the stranger who's sitting in the bleachers, because you never know what she's going to turn into for you. One thing that someone taught me in my last business was, when you go to a trunk show or you do an in-home show or an event or whatever, and only one person shows up, it can be real discouraging. But you never know who that one person's going to be. That might be the next person that joins your team and is a freaking rock star. It might be a person who becomes a very regular customer and spends hundreds of dollars every month, or it might just be a great source of connections. I said last night, I found myself, because I'm very aware of those kinds of things, and I found myself kind of kicking myself the other night. I took my girls to gymnastics, and they do kind of a very small private lesson thing. And there was one other mom sitting inside, and instead of going in and sitting and watching and having a conversation with this woman I did not know, who lives in my town, who has children who are very active, and who is probably sitting inactive for herself, I sat in my car with my phone and my computer and worked. That was stupid. That was stupid on my own part, because I could have built a relationship and a rapport. And not that I would have gone in and been like, hi, I'm Amy and I sell Zyia. But I would have walked in and had my cup that has Zyia on it. My girls were completely decked out in Zyia. So was I. It would have come up. And that's a missed opportunity on my part. And so that's just something that I like to say. Find people that you have things in common with. Obviously, I would have had things in common with that lady. Duh. I was really involved in our Moms of Multiples club here in Birmingham. It's for moms of twins, triplets, and higher order multiples. Actually joined their board, built tons of relationships. And y'all, that was a great start of a base of customers, because it was a wide range of women. We all had something in common. We were talking about, I mentioned yesterday, Paula talks a lot about connecting with people on social media that maybe you don't even know. And I think people are scared of that, but there's such an easy way to do this. And I really actually thought last night, I'm going to look up some really random hobbies. And I bet there's groups for them, and I didn't do it. But y'all, if you like to knit sweaters for cats, there's probably a Facebook group out there about knitting sweaters for cats. I guarantee you there is. There's got to be. No matter what you like to do or what you're involved in, if you like to lift heavy, go find your group. I like to dance. There's a million groups out there of hip hop dancing local in my city. Go connect with people there. That's where you're going to find something in common. You're going to have a reason to communicate beyond, hey, I'm Amy, I sell Zyia, and build some relationships, which in turn will naturally bring up the conversation of what you do and following each other and those kinds of things. Which in the end is going to majorly help build your VIP group, because they're going to fall in love with you before they fall in love with your product. One thing I always tell people, two things: be a product of your product, wear what you have. Doesn't mean you need to go spend $1 million on the clothes. You can wear the same shirt every day, wash it every now and then, but be a product of your product. Get yourself a cup with logo on it and take it. I have one cup and y'all wash this every couple of days, but it goes everywhere I go. I'm a heavy drinker regardless of what it is. You know, get yourself a pop socket for $5. Or if you don't want any of that, if you like Jerica, I think was on, she's a nurse and I bet you she got her lunch in this bag at the hospital today. See? It's just putting it out there without
Amy, now that I see Jerica with her bomber jacket, I think you need to put your monogramming machine to good use.
Oh,
and monogram
Jerica
your,
has her own. Jerica's got her own monogram business too.
but your poor machine is downstairs doing nothing. Monogram all the things.
I know. But I mean, that's just something that's super easy to do to help put your name out there and put yourself out in front of people, let them know what you do. I think that's just something to be aware of. I think that's all I got.
I have guest trainer in the house. No, like knocking. You know, Amy, you said, and I've said it to my husband a couple of times about the connection with parents when you are, you know, your kid. My kids go to soccer 3 times a week for 3 hours. Usually, I don't go. I just go in, pick up, get out. My husband is a coach, but I'm always saying like, I'm so dumb. I need to just hang out there. I know, like you start getting, I know for a fact that's how you meet people. That's like, don't wear black leggings and a black t-shirt because people are not going to ask you about that, but they'll ask you about the kettle moon tank. They'll ask you about floral stripes, cool colors, leggings with pockets. Like you wear your pine leggings, people are going to ask you. Put on some colorful sneakers. Like Zyia has gotten me out of my comfort zone, you guys. Like I hate white shoes because they get dirty. But these shoes, people ask you, people comment, and it's conversation started. So it's like I'm not the coolest kid in town, but I will grow out of my comfort zone.
Got some cool clothes.
Right, and you put it on your pockets and people are like, oh, and once you become friends with people, you add them to your VIP group or they're on your Instagram, they're like, oh, were those the leggings that you posted the other day on your stories? It's like, yeah, you want them? Here's the link, let's get them. You want me to order for you? I'll bring them next week to class. Like, make it not so complicated. Like, just don't be weird. And if somebody says, oh no, I'm okay, like, okay, cool, like no big deal. It's not the end of the world. Find somebody else, right? I think, Jamie, you have a question, maybe? I saw you, or you, yeah. Okay. I got you. Anita, go ahead.
So I kind of wrote this I have had my VIP group since May when I started. And there's about 89 people in there. Not a lot, but I've had 0 orders from them, 0. I've had a few orders from people that are in that group, but it's because they're in that group because they did order from me already. Mm-hmm. But I can't get any kind of interaction. One of the things that I put in the chat is yesterday, I went and I just threw a gift card out there and I said, here you go. You know, whoever wants to use it, whoever wants to place an order, here's a gift card, here's the code. And then I went back last night and it hadn't been used. And so I put up another note and I said, seriously, nobody wants some free money? The gift card's still available, for instance, and still nothing. I can't get any interaction. I messaged Paula last night and I said, I'm about ready to close that group up and start it all over somehow, but I don't know how to get people in there. And I've been handing out every time I go, like today I have a doctor with my chemo doc and there's a couple of people there that are interested. So I ordered some metallics because that's what one person wanted. So I ordered a pair for me so I can take them in there. And then I have on my business cards and I write on my business cards, my website and everything. We get to talking about it and then I hand them a card and it's just like I'm beating myself in the head. Not literally, but I am.
Well, can I?
Because today I did makeup.
Interrupt. So first of all, you've been here since May. Don't forget this, that bottom half of that iceberg. It's going to take time. But one thing that I mentioned last night that I didn't mention today, we talked about the follow-up. And this is me preaching to myself because these are things that I've gotten out of the practice of doing. And now that I'm in a different business, I've got to get back to it. But anybody who's ordered from you between May and now, go into your email, because we get every email from every order, every shipment. Go back and follow up individually with each of those people. If Sally Sue bought a pair of metallics, message her and be like, hey, I saw you got your metallics on June 30th. Do you like them? Encourage her to share a picture of herself in them on your page. Tell her it doesn't have to be a perfect photo. You just would love a review of that product if she loved it. One thing that I used to be good about, and I'm not, and I said this last night, I'm going to get better about it, but every time someone made any order, I would tag them on my page and thank them.
Yeah.
And then also I would tag them when they got their order shipped. I would put a fun GIF of, the UPS guy kicking the package and saying, hey, your order is shipped. Watch out for your order. And then it would be great if I did this, which I don't, but to follow up when I see that it delivered and just say, hey, I saw you got your package today. I would love a review of, what you think. And I think if you do a lot of that, it takes a lot of time and effort on your part, but I think it's going to show the people that you really care and that you believe in your product and you want to help make sure, that they're happy with it. And I think that they will continue to come back. And it doesn't hurt to also ask for referrals when they say, yes, I loved it. Ask them to think of people who might also love your product and share with you. And one more thing that I didn't say that I do like to say that my friend Michael taught me was, don't always think about the sell. Like, you're wanting to sell something, but what you really want to do is you want to sell shows, not clothes. If you can get some people to host some shows for you, the clothes are going to sell themselves. Our rewards are amazing. At $200 in a show, you get 2 items half price and $20 free. So I think sometimes when you ask people to host a show, they think they got to have some massive show. They think they're going to have to do all of this work. If you tell them how easy it is, and y'all, 3 pairs of light and tights is $200. Do they have 3 friends who would buy a pair of leggings? And then they're going to get 2 items half price and $20 free. And if those 3 people are people that you don't know, that's 3 new people for you.
Yeah. And so I've done that. And what I did for October, and I think I even did it for September, is I bumped the rewards. So I went in and it says 2 for half off items and the $20 free. And I crossed out the 2 and I said, I'm going to give you 3. I crossed out the next one. I bumped every reward up a level and for October. So I do those things as far as I don't have the UPS guys kicking the package, but I do let them know in my group that their order shipped, and I do thank them. And I make a really pretty graph, or graphic for it. So it's big and bright and everybody can see it, I don't know. I'm just.
So I'll share something that I know happens, and this is for you, Jamie, and for everybody. I know for a fact, Facebook also chooses what they show on people's news feeds. So it may not even be that they don't want to buy, or they don't want the card, or they don't want to book a party or something. It may be that they never saw it, because Facebook shows you based on your affinity. So for example, if you guys have friends right now on your social media that are Zyia reps, and your language and the things that you're posting about are leggings, activewear, my business, what happens is Facebook takes your list, your friends list, plus ads, and says, oh, all these people in this pool are lovers of activewear. Let's group them together because this is networking. So it's like, oh, they like this thing. If you're about leggings, they're not gonna share with you about I don't know, motorcycles. Like my Facebook, my husband's feed looks totally different than mine. He doesn't have Zyia reps as friends. He loves motorcycles and soccer and all. So that's his feed. Mine is different. And the same is gonna happen with your customers. So it the way that you get more eyes on your post in your group is interacting with those same people outside of the group, right? And it could be liking their pictures, commenting on something that they posted a picture of their grandkid. Oh my God, so cute, so handsome, congratulations, things like that. So now another thing is talk about, like, go and take a look at who's in your group. Are they all grandmas like you? Post things about that life. Like, what do you do? Like, what, because there comes that part of, I relate to you, Jamie. Like, we have similar things going on. Oh, that's cool. Like, you're with your grandkids, you wear leggings with pockets so you can put the pacifier in there, the sippy cup, hands free. And now it's like, oh gosh, I need those. I'm always trying to chase my grandkids and I don't know where to put my phone or my keys. Now you solve the problem with how you're, so it's like those little things that help a lot. And it's gonna take a little bit of time. Do not kill the group. Don't, because you're gonna start over. If there's people in there that give you a bad vibe, kick them out if you want, but don't kill the group. Revamp it, change the picture, change the name, post fun stuff. You're funny. You're fun, Jamie. Be yourself. And the people that like you for who you are, they're gonna find, like, this is my people. And as you start bringing more energy into the group, more of those people are like, oh, dang, like, these are my people. This is my community. So think of your VIP group of a community. Like, I feel safe here and I feel like I so relate to all these crazy people.
Right.
You like coffee, find coffee lovers. Like, how do you drink your coffee? On Wednesdays, today in the morning, it's a great way to get more eyes on new releases. Post something that has nothing to do with Zyia, and it could be, how do you like your coffee? Or do you like hot coffee or iced coffee? Do you like this or that? And then, but no, don't make it Zyia. Don't make it Zyia. Something funny or something fun that people will like to comment. People like loving their opinions and stuff. So you get 10 likes, 10 comments, 2 comments. Now what happens is at 1 p.m. Eastern time, when you post the new releases, because the group had activity, Facebook says, oh, people like this group. Let's show them that the group has posts now, okay? So don't get discouraged if you're not getting those eyes on stuff. It's just a matter of, okay, bump up the interaction with fun things. People love fun. So if you do that, that's gonna help a lot. And see, sometimes I don't see the post in your group. I didn't see the gift. I'm like, oh, I want a gift card, but I didn't see it. You know, because I'm not active in that specific group, or I was away. So don't. And I love what Judy says: give, then ask. Give, and then ask. For the month of September, I did a squat challenge. It was a pain. My butt was so sore. But a lot of them, I would see some of the soccer moms on the field, they're like, I still gotta do my squats. And like, or I would get a text that said, like, I did my squats. Even if they weren't posting, they were following it, or at least they were pretending they were, and they were connecting with me because of the squat challenge. Like the last day was 140 squats. That hurt, but we were bonding through the pain of the squats. Okay, so little things. It doesn't have to be exercise related, but just make it fun. What are the things that get you excited? And your people will start rising up. And the ones that are not about that life, they sort themselves out on their own. Be you. And that goes back to what Amy said, and it's so powerful. And Amy, I am probably going to screw the word up. Be authentic. I'm smarter in Spanish. Be authentic. Like, be you. It doesn't matter how old you are, what it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. Be you, be real, and be authentic. And that's what people want, especially now. There's so much negativity going on around there. Be the reason why somebody feels like they want to get on social media. Not be like attract people to you, don't repel them with negativity and that kind of stuff. And people will just organically feel like a magnet. You become like a magnet for people. They want to be around you more. So yeah, do that today, Jamie. Delete the gift card stuff. Post something that will get engagement, and then post the new releases, and then later, there you go. That's great. What Sonia
What is
has. Love it. How do you drink your coffee?
Oh, okay.
And then Jamie,
Well,
later tonight or later in the afternoon, or once you post the new releases, say, okay, whoever if you want anything from the new releases, here's a gift card, first one to get it. Once it's gone type of thing. And you'll start getting people. Like, set the stage for that little price, for that little thing. Okay. And that's going to help you.
Yeah,
or a
here's
drawing. Everybody that comments is going to be entered in a drawing. What was that? What? I think we lost you.
I said, here's a $10 gift card for whoever makes their order first. Ready, set, go. And I just put the code.
Delete it.
So I'll delete it.
Delete it. Let's prep for that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't see it. So prep the stage. If you're going to do something like that, like, set the stage. Okay. Create FOMO. So when they're like, shoot, I've been thinking about it. I should have gotten them. Dang, there's a $10 gift card. It's mine. I'm going to do it. But they don't know what they're going to buy. They prepare them, and then bam, jackpot. And they're going to feel like winner because scored. But you got to build up the energy for that. Right? Okay. And then, yeah, Wednesdays, okay. Tuesdays are also, when you think about the 7 days of the week, what I found usually, and just like tracking our team volume across the board, Tuesdays are the slowest month, the slowest days in sales in general. Obviously, there's exceptions and everything, but Tuesdays are the slowest days. And I think it's because people who know that there's new releases on Wednesdays, they wait for Wednesday. Like, usually nobody buys on Tuesday, they wait for Wednesday. Like, wait, let me just see what's gonna be available tomorrow. So if you're gonna do little things like that, like maybe do them on a Tuesday, but make sure you prepare for it. Like, plant the seeds and then bam, hit them with the free shipping or the whatever, if you want to do something like that. So what else? What other questions do you guys have? I think that was helpful. That was a great question, Jamie. Thank you because I feel like we covered so much. Amy shared great ideas too. That's very good. So I don't know. Anybody else have questions? What you got? We are almost at the 1 hour mark. Can you share buying club? What's a buy club? The club's call? We have a recording for that one. You want me to if you go on the Team Impact page and you type club, it'll come up. There's a recording. We did a team training with a few girls that, oh wait, actually, I think I saw Stacy on here. Maybe she's not here anymore, but Stacy and Gina, they're training on the clubs, if that is what you, oh, okay. Okay, Judy. Yeah, so the clubs is another idea. You get customers to commit to purchasing a certain amount, and then, I mean, the whole video explanation is gonna explain it way better than I need to give you a better visual, but like, people commit for like the next 3 months or 4 months to purchase every single month $50 or $60 minimum, and then those 4, let's say you have 4, and then it's going to be 4 months. So each month, those 4 customers, hostesses, one has a link each month. So let's say this month is Jamie, next month is Amy, next month is Paula. So this month, all 4 of us order from Jamie's link. And now Jamie is the hostess, and she can share that link with other people, blah, blah, blah. Next month is going to be Amy. Jamie's committed to also buying from Amy because Amy bought from her. Okay, so there's more to it, and there's a training. We're not gonna recreate that training right now because that's why we record stuff. Yeah, so that's a good idea. It's helping a lot of people. Jamie?
I have that all that. I put it all in a document, and I can.
Oh, cool.
Did you hear me?
I heard about a document. So I think we lost you. But you have it in a document. Can you share it on the team page?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yay, thank you. That's good. That's awesome. Okay, so what other questions do you have? Feel free to unmute, you guys, if you want to ask a question. Take advantage of Amy. Like, dude, she's in the top of the leaderboards. She was rock star top seller in her previous company that shall remain unnamed or not. It's like, I don't know. But I mean, you have high level people here. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of the resource that you have here. I love to see the doc. Yeah. Okay. So Jamie's gonna share it. How do you do free shipping? So I usually get a gift certificate for, like, let's say a $25 gift certificate or a $50 gift certificate. And let's say I'm going to give free shipping to Sonia, Amy, Erica. So I will give them all the same code, and I say type 350 at checkout and then enter your gift card. It's the same gift certificate, but I don't have to be buying like multiple ones. Usually I do it like that way with the gift certificate, just so that I use the gift certificate amount, and I don't have to, then my husband gets mad at me because he has too many Venmo transactions to take care of. This just makes it a little bit easier, but you can do also like a reimbursement if you want. So it's really up to you. You can do either one. The company doesn't pay for it. It comes out of our pocket. But like I shared yesterday, something that I learned from Natalie Robinson, who's our upline. She said, when I was in the early, when I'm like, gosh, should I do like incentives, things like that for my customers? She said, you want to get as much product as you can in as many people as you can right at the beginning, because people, and I didn't get it. Like I didn't see the bigger picture of how much people would love our product. So yes, you get somebody to put on a pair of light and tights and they feel like $1 million, they're gonna want to get more. They're gonna want to host parties. So if it takes $3 to get people off the fence, man, I think it's worth it. Even if you have to, I mean, how many businesses, like think of restaurants and boutiques and like all the money that they have to put up front to invest in their business and get their business up and running and not make any profit for a year. You can give a 350 shipping code and you can still make some profit, and you start building that credibility, getting people to fall in love with the product. So yeah, okay, Jamie, I got it. Let me get it here for you guys, and then what else? Let me see if I can pull it up. Is it a Google Doc or a file? Okay. Oh, okay. I'll upload it to the team page. It's a doc. It's fine. I got you guys. I'll post it. And what else? What else do we got, you guys? We're good? Was this helpful, guys? I didn't know that some of you are at work and you can chat, so I appreciate you guys being here. Hope undercover. So really good. Get excited. It is Wednesday. I have to share with you guys that today at 1 p.m. Eastern, I'm gonna be in a mastermind with like high level top earners, crazy, insane people in the industry. And Ray, my business coach, and so I'm excited because he says he's gonna talk about like how to continue to grow from here and build a legacy. He says he's been in business a long time, and they built like a multi-million-dollar business, and they sold it and became coaches, him and his wife. But my point is this, what they're saying is right now, this is exploding. And there's a lot of people, a lot of leaders, a lot of people that are getting overwhelmed or getting in their own way of building this business. And what's going to happen, what we build now, is creating a legacy. It's creating solid income opportunities down the road. So deal with the frustration, deal with the rejection, keep going. If you have big goals, this is the winning season. You want a successful 2021, this is when you gotta roll up your sleeves and do the work, and it's gonna pay off. It is proven. Like, nobody can tell me that they're not seeing results and they've done everything that we've taught them to do. If somebody is not getting results right now, it's because either they don't want it, or two, because they're not plugging in, following the action steps that the leaders are teaching, and are not really investing 1 hour in the business. It's all you need, and you're gonna build a kick butt business. If you have big goals, I would say, like, I know I have people on my level 1, other people that reach out to me, they're like, I want to quit my job, I want to retire my husband, I need to pay off debt. I always say 3 by 4, sell 2,500 at least, build your team. We got you. Don't be afraid to build a team. Look, we have this here. Like, we are training each other. We're collaborating. You don't have to take on this role of creating everything. Bring people into the community. We all help each other, and focus on that. Three reps per month, and sell at least 2,500 a month. Split it into weekly. How much do I need to sell weekly? And it's so funny how, if you focus on that goal, it's like everything falls into place. It's like, oh, you need 3 reps. Here are some leads. It's like, the universe or God or whatever, the air, whatever you want to call it, it's like, okay, we're working towards this, let's make it happen. But if you go around like not focused on anything, nothing's gonna happen. You got to be focused, and then energy and activity flows into that goal. And that's all. Like, we're done. No more calls. We're done. It's recorded. Amy, thank you so much. You're a rock star. I am so glad that you guys decided to come to Zyia. You guys are just amazing. I'm so grateful for all of you on the team. Go kick some major butts. It's Wednesday, new releases. I don't know what's coming, but I'm excited. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Bye. Did anybody take a picture? Share it. Take a picture. Take a picture. Take a picture.
Hang on.
You got one?
No, not yet. I can't get everybody.
I don't know. I got one. Quick. Okay, picture.
I'm outside. It's glaring.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Picture. Cheese. Bye, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Amy. Bye.